All right, YouTube, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to Tactical Ashigarami TV. And what we have with us today is an official beast, another beast unboxing for 2024. Happy 2024. This was one that when I saw it, I knew I had to get it right away. And, based on what I've seen in terms of performance from this brand, these guys always come out with something that is really good. The M45, CQP, the DOC, all the other good stuff that does really, really well here in Japan. So today what we have is the Carbonate Hellcat in 4.3. We have our warnings on here. This is officially been released in, I think in Japan as of right now. It was on pre-order a couple of weeks back. Now it's officially been released. So we're going to open it up and take a look at what we got inside here. This is 100% safe. Also, as a disclaimer for YouTube and to whom may concern, all the YouTube reviewers especially, everything that we have in this video is an imitation. It is not real. Everything is 100% safe and it is an imitation. There's nothing dangerous in this video. So YouTube, please take note of that. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's go forward. All right, let's open this up. Break through this packaging, okay? I believe that by now there should be some videos up with this. I did see somebody run it at a gameplay recently, and this thing is a beast. All right. This particular version has been chamber tuned by Laylac. Shout out to Laylacs. They do release the chamber tuned version, I believe, right now on Amazon. Okay, so where we go? We got the Fortress. Fortress custom type chamber tune. So this one has been chamber tuned by Fortress. And it has been leveled up. And this is the Hellcat 4.3 1911. I don't know if this is available just yet overseas, or if a lot of people do know anything about this particular brand, about Carbonate. They do release a whole lot of 1911s that perform very well for CO2. This one is a CO2 gas blowback, and from what I've seen so far, it's very good. Pretty much overall very well balanced. And yeah, we'll see how it goes with the performance. It was either this or the SIG, and I decided to go with the brand that I trust. So here we go. We got the Carbonate Hellcat 4.3. Take a look at that. There you go. Box is looking pretty good. STGA. We got all the proper certifications on there that we need to have in order to prove that this thing is the real deal. Okay. All right. Camera should be okay. It looks pretty fuzzy. All right. So here we have the instruction manual. Now it's kind of funny. I just looked at one of the my unboxing videos, the more recent ones, and someone was saying, "Oh, you should really look at the disclaimers and the instruction stuff." And well, look, I'll be honest with you. I've been doing Airsoft in Japan for about 4 years, and I know how to handle these things very safely. Thank you very much. But if you do want to take an extra look at all this stuff, okay, let's do that. As I mentioned before, a lot of it is in Japanese. I'm not going to pretend to read Japanese if I can't, so I'm sorry about that. But here you have the diagram, which shows you the basic parts of the unit, okay? Your cautionary signs, your indications for your safety, okay? Whether your safety is up, how you should function it, all right? How to load the CO2 into the mag, which, most people who are familiar with CO2, they do know how to do this. But this is all here. And this is all in Japanese, okay? So I'm not going to pretend like I can read it when I know exactly what is in the booklet. So I apologize to whom that may offend, but it is what it is, okay? These are all the diagrams showing you how to rack the slide, how to load it, all the cautionary stuff, and all the diagrams that you need to pretty much be aware of, okay? So apparently this has been tuned, so we should get some good performance with that chamber and that bucking, okay? This is your disassembly. So for those of you guys who are new to this style of 1911, this is going to show you how to field strip your airsoft toy, okay? Your airsoft toy, how to field strip it and clean it, and how to deal with the hop up and the maintenance and all those things like that, okay? There's another diagram over here with the parts list, all the indications, and also a diagram showing you their new Gen 2 C02 magazine, okay? And the other carbonate products that they do have, okay? So we have the Striker 9, the Night Shift, which a friend of mine bought and it broke, the Marine Corps Zero, I don't know about this one, the CZ P09, the M45 CQP, which was pretty much one of their flagship ones, and the DOC, which I also have as well, which is a fantastic sidearm, okay? So here we have some more diagrams, okay? Safety for your CO2. So I'm just showing you all this stuff, okay? It is important. Once again, I'm not going to pretend that I can read it, right? This is all common sense. It's pretty much common sense, okay? There's some more diagrams. These usually come like you get your warranty and stuff like that with the carbonate stuff, because there have been situations where slides have broken in the past, okay? With this particular model, I don't know if that's something that can happen in the future, but I do know with the CQP and the DOC in particular, those two ones, Fortress does provide a recoil damper system, a guide rod, which basically mitigates the recoil shock every single time you fire the pistol. So you don't get so much reciprocating damage on the slide. It's reduced. So that pretty much saves you, having to replace the slide or having to send it to whoever for repair, okay? Accessories and tools inside. Dun, 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 okay. So here we have our carbonate Hellcat with this awesome sticker. Oh, okay. I think I know where I'll put this. It's a cool guy. Let's get that mag out. Comes with the mag inside, right? And here it is. It looks really balanced. The rail also looks really good as well. I'm really excited for that rail and overall pretty much using it and manipulating it. This feels very solid, even though it's plastic. I'm assuming that this is not alloy, that this is a plastic slide. It feels like it's plastic, but it feels very sturdy. The quality is really good, so you can't really tell. This magazine also looks like it's somewhat improved a little bit. Not by that much, but it does look like quality. It looks like overall, the whole thing looks like, it looks really good, right? I'm not gonna say that it doesn't when it does. So let's see here. Let's give this a good wipe. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So now you can see pretty much, get a good view of this thing, okay? This is, overall, it looks really balanced. I like the serrations in the back. You got to have the serrations in the back, serrations in the front. These cuts as well are very aggressive. And you have a flat trigger. I prefer flat triggers on a lot of my stuff nowadays because for some reason you get more surface contact at control. And this should probably make this thing run really sweet, okay? Now the hammer itself, hammer quality is very important because a lot of my hammers have been breaking recently. This one is a little bit thicker than the other ones I've seen on my other stuff, such as the RWA Nighthawk Covert Ops, for example, or the Army Armament 1911s and most of the 2011s that have really skinny skeletonized hammers. Now, the more you skirmish with those type of, toys, right? Over time, you will have some difficulty and they will break on you. So it is really good to have something that is really rugged and that has overall really good construction. Okay. Let's see what else is in the box. They should have oh, here it is. Okay. This is the tool for, I believe, the C02 magazine. Of course, the Allen key, and there's other two smaller Allen keys. I'm not sure what they're for, but there's two of them in there. There's 1 and 2. I think they could be for tuning. Possibly. Let's take another flip through this. honeybeewarehouse.com. These are the guys that have been putting out all the information on this for the last couple of months, and it has been highly anticipated because of the aesthetics. It looks really good. But I got it mainly because I really wanted another CO2 gas blowback. Something that would run in the winter, because you got to have that winter performance for those type of games where you don't have access to, I'm going to say, better environments or heaters. You need something like that. Okay. So, I think those other two ones are there for something. We're not going to do any, how should I say, disassemblies on this channel. Not anymore. If you guys want disassemblies, you know what to do. And I mentioned it before, drop your comments in the comment section and I will provide the video somewhere else. Okay. This is strictly going to be an unboxing video. So what I am going to talk about is the performance that I've seen so far from Carbonate products, right? A lot of it is mixed. Some people have used them in the past and they've said that, maybe these things aren't that good. They don't run that well. They break. Maybe they use them for a couple of games and the slide breaks. These things do happen. You have to understand, this is something that is always going to happen when you buy CO2 products for Airsoft, because of the higher pressure gas that you're using. Even if you're using, eco-friendly, lower powered CO2 gas in some of these countries, like we do in Japan, there's always the risk of you damaging something with CO2 gas. It's just what it is. So some of their products that I know for a fact are not as superior as others. I know that when I got my M45 a couple of years back and I had the gameplay up on the channel where we played at Nagoya, Breakpoint, and a bunch of other fields, it worked really well because the parts that Fortress provided that were already out at the time were specifically made to reduce internal damage on the whole entire system because of the design of it and how it is. And to this day, that system still works. I literally ran it in a game in the winter outdoors last week and it performed just amazing. This particular setup, I did see someone run it also too as well outdoors, and it also ran really, really well. And I think that what Carbonate provides in terms of performance is a basic modular system that, for Japan, because I'm dealing with the country that I play in, I'm not playing in a foreign country. Basically, that modularity aids us in being able to have something that is going to work, for one, when you go outside. And for two, you also have some certain degree of customization, because I have seen people, customize and make their own builds that they like, and they can go outdoors and run them and have no issues whatsoever. So that's ultimately what you want. That's what you're paying for. So this one has a chamber tune, right? I don't know if I should rack this and show it to you, but yeah, there is the chamber in here is specifically been modified. So once again, okay, this is an imitation. This is a toy. This is not real, okay? I'm gonna rack this one time and I'm gonna show you what the chamber looks like. It is completely unloaded and safe. Okay, YouTube, please take note. Okay. Boom. Right? So as you can see here, this has a very, wow, peculiar looking hop-up bucking. It's a neon green one, okay? And this has been tuned already to fire bigger BB weights and has already specifically been pretty much power graded for that joule limit that we have here in Japan, which is under a joule, pretty much right under a joule, where you're still getting that performance that you need for CQB or anything else, and at the same time, it's still safe. So we're not going to mess with the inner barrel at all on this, and we're going to keep it just as it is, and we're not going to mess with any parts. This also has a thread as well, as shown in a lot of diagrams on the internet, on Instagram and X and all this stuff. It does have a thread, so you can put your tracers in there. I'm not going to try that on here, okay? So that's going to be something else that you're going to see somewhere else. So yeah, definitely prepare to see this in some gameplays. We're going to be doing a lot of gameplays in the winter, especially when it's cold. Throughout the year, definitely. And I'll be running this one into the floor, and we'll see how far this system, you know, how far it can go. I like the overall, the dexterity, the ergonomics look really good. I didn't want a C02 setup with a optic. I thought about doing that with the SIG X Carry, the Pro Force one, and then I was literally scrolling down Twitter, X one day, and I saw someone having some serious issues with that particular build. And, you know, when you have a semi-automatic that's firing on fully automatic, then yeah, you know, you have a big problem, right? So that can be problematic, and that's not the route I wanted to go. So I decided to go with, you know, the brand that is proven. They do have a whole lot of grip selections you can use from, you know, for this, all the 1911 grips, you can mount them on this. I saw someone with some really fancy grips on their Hellcat. I don't know if I'm going to change mine. I might just keep mine stock, and then, you know, if they wear out or something, then I'll probably change it. Yeah, this is going to live just like this for a very long time. These sights also look really cool. They're like the little Novak sights. These are dope sights. Dope cuts, very aggressive. It feels balanced. It doesn't feel as heavy as the DVC, because it is, you know, overall like a shorter, you know, build. And honestly, the profile in itself is about the same size as maybe the V10. Maybe the V10 is a little bit shorter than this in length, I think. Just off of what I can tell, this looks a little bit longer to me than the V10. So the inner barrel should be a little bit longer too as well. The weight, it feels so far super balanced. And it has a rail, okay? So we're going to see what we can put on here. It looks like this is like your standard, you know, 1913 rail. So maybe I can put my TLR on this, which will be really nice. And I can have something that's commander sized that can go in the Blackhawk. So that's really cool, you know, for C02. So shouldn't have any problems with this one. We're just gonna take it take it step by step and see where it goes. You know, we have a nice big airsoft season this year with a lot of games coming up and a lot of builds that I want to test. Some of them that, you know, did really well in 2023, but then towards the end of the year, you know, you start getting, you know, all the breaks and all the damage and stuff. And some builds last the test of time. So I've had really good success with the carbonate DOC. So I believe that will translate to the Hellcat. You know, aesthetically it looks good, but usually you can always tell, which models are going to perform in that sense. And this is pretty much what I'm seeing so far out of this in terms of, aesthetics and what I did see on the field when somebody literally ran it last week, and it looked really good. And that's important. So you got your combination of aesthetics and performance. So definitely, the Glock builds. Glock is definitely going to be doing well for Tokyo Maru this year because they innovated, and their Gen 5 MOS, the whole entire system looks revamped. Magazine is real good. Carbonate, they're doing their thing. They just put this beast out. They got some other ones that probably coming that are on the way as well. VFC is releasing new stuff as well. And, the stuff that I run for the most part, which are, mainly Marui because I'm in Japan. I don't run anything else that's not Marui in terms of, sidearms, and for the most part, main weapons too as well. Everything that I do run on my channel for the most part is Tokyo Marui based because, you have to have, compatibility and support is very important. If things go wrong or if things get damaged, you want to be able to replace something that you bought relatively quickly and easily. And sometimes when you go with the foreign aspect of things and you decide to go to these different companies, that doesn't work out so much. It depends. So every situation is going to be different, and you can always hope that you get the best quality, when you're looking for, what you want, I guess. So that's pretty much the route we're going to take. So now we're at, for C02 currently, this makes 3 builds. So it'll be, or is that 3? 3 builds? Yeah. 3 skirmishing builds. So the Carbonate M45 DOC. Now we got the Carbonate Hellcat in 4.3 and the Double Bell V10, which I believe is still growing strong. It might not be. We'll see what's going on with that. That only time will tell. But this looks a little bit sturdier. And then for gas, what happened with gas? Yeah, my Sand Viper, I gotta do an update video on that. So we ran it in a recent game and it performed, but the issue I'm having with, with the army stuff in particular, that particular build, is the breaking of the loading nozzle in the same area. This is the second time I had to replace one. So I'm going to put that on ice, probably have somebody feature in a video. Maybe you'll see it on Mayday's channel somewhere or on some other platform, because I have a ton of videos of me using it. It works when it works, and you got to heat the magazines to a certain temperature. So gas is really weird, here mainly. If you're life sourcing stuff or you have CO2, then everything sometimes, well, for the most part, everything works until something breaks. And then when you run gas in the winter, depending on the system, maybe it works, or it'll work until it breaks. And then in the summer, you try to warm up your magazines, and then sometimes you do that and then you get internal damage, which I have gone through many odd times. And that's pretty much what brought me to this. So, learning from what we learned from, our I would say, the chances we took in the past with other brands, namely Baton. I would never buy another Baton product ever again for CO2. That's completely not gonna happen. I still have my Staccato, which is it's in literally in one piece, but it does not work at all. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. So, we gotta go with something new. And that's how that goes. So, guys, if you have any questions, if you want to see any feature gameplays with this Carbonate Hellcat in 4.3, let me know. This thing, it looks pretty decent. We got the nice lasering down the slide there. And it doesn't look that pronounced, but I tell you one thing, it looks, from what I can see so far, it looks like it's made from some quality stuff. So time will tell. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. Be on the lookout for more gameplays and reviews and videos and content overall in general. Have a happy new year. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good jazz. See you soon.